Insurance said this roof's not damaged, so today we're gonna find out if it is or not. While I put these cougar paws on, I'm gonna explain how are we going to contend with, a $15,000 to $20,000 roof. It has gutters all the way around the exterior. That's a good place to start. Collateral. What is collateral damage? Collateral damage is proof of all the other damages on the shingles. Fencing damage, garage door spatter, staining that has spatter to it, also our downspouts and window screens. So that's what we'll kind of detail right now. The spot right here on our garage door trim. This is really good evidence to show, hey, hail was here. Same thing with our spatter on the garage doors. See that guy? Over this front surface area shows me the direction in which the hailstorm came, so that I can further document where we need to support our hail evidence to the shingle. Downspouts damage here, stained columns. The top of the gutters, you can see I've got quite a bit of hail damage right here just by hitting it with this chalk. AC fence here, some hits on it as far as spatter goes, but let's look at the back side of it. Look at that guy. Look at this guy. So this was the back direction, and this is going to be your left run. So all those marks right there, yeah, we can get it paid for, but that's not the question. This further supports that there's damage to the shingles. Backside, window screens. A lot of times we'll be checking on the screens themselves, but how about the aluminum? Feeling for it, chalking it. Feeling for it, chalking it. We're staying on this whole fence. Staining this entire fence. Backside's a little more minimal, so I'm gonna have to get more documentation. How do I do that? I like to make notes with chalk. Chipped off the wood right there. Now we'll head up to the roof. Roof was too windy yesterday to show you the roof damages and be able to communicate it over a voice recording. I've got the photo report to go over with you. We've already looked at the exterior. This is how I present my findings to the insurance company. We're on the roof showing the overview now, labeling these overview. Here is my chimney, my metals. It's gonna help with, again, collateral damage. Then we've got a really good set of damages to this chase cover here. Here's a hail hit right here. I mean, they were just all over this yesterday. Whenever we're going to look at the damages to find bruising to the shingles, obviously most guys know that we're looking for 7 to 10 hail hits per square. Usually I put 8, but on this slope, because the backside was the most damaged and the other two sides, so this roof is a little steeper and the roof is newer, so the hailstorm really affected a majority of two sides of the roof. So the backside hail is got more than 10 hits per square. Those are going to be bruises, right? So here's a particularly good bruise right here. I'm going to show a photo of it from about a foot away, and then I'm going to zoom in on that bruise here. What I like about this is it's on the corner of a shingle, so now I'm able to prove to insurance that this is not a defect. It's on that tab and on that tab. Other really good bruise example on this shingle as well. So moving on to the right side, I'm going to show an overview of my full square. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, it looks like. So not going to count it again, but showing that overview. Right slope, 8 hits, and then here are our bruisings. There is a really good example of fresh new hail. So, and this is maybe a 1 month old or less storm damage that we're showing to this. Really good bruising. The front side not so damaged. I'm showing where flashings along the sidewalls are going to be needed, as well as up in these areas where the soffit looks like this one we've got some room to work in. Sometimes I'll put in to detach and reset the soffit and the siding. This front slope really had not very much hail damage. The ridge cap had hail damage. It shows there. Left slope had a little bit of damage. So as you can tell on this front slope, I've got 6+ because it is there. So the bruising has happened and there is fractures to the matting, but on this, fresher storm damage, it's not going to show up until after maybe a year. So once the weathering sets in, UV rays, because these granules have been, well, compromised. So here's more bruising to the right or left slope. That is be the left slope that we're on. Whenever there is damages, I'm going to mark anywhere from 10 to 6 hail hits. It really, if there's not much hail, there might be 2 or 4 hits per square. And then we go on to show more collateral damages. So the exterior supports, more damages to the roof. They don't want to cover for the back, or excuse me, the front and left slope because it is less damage. Maybe we will get them to pay per shingle because there are damages to those shingles, or that's when it comes time for appraisal. Like for more content, and we'll see you next time.